You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Young and the Restless fans, I've got your weekly prediction edition. We're going to talk about Billy cheating, Adam winning, and Holden breaking bad. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, and we have got predictions for Adam and Chelsea, for Alan and Traci, for Billy and Phyllis, for Summer and Kyle, and also for Audra and Holden. And hey, if you're not following us, please click that subscribe button. Let's jump right into our very first prediction. Adam and Chelsea make love. So the spoilers for Wednesday say that sparks fly between Adam and Chelsea. And last week we saw Adam and Chelsea getting a lot closer. And even the week before that, they had their date night and they were kind of making out. And it looks like, oh, is this going to happen? And then they tap the brakes. But Chelsea, of course, has finally admitted to Adam she's got feelings. She's open to a reunion. And he agreed to take things slow. So Adam's been working at Chelsea's pace. He's been very patient. Chloe even signed off on this Chelsea and Adam reunion. Of course, part of that may be to keep him away from Sally, her other friend. And on Wednesday, it looks like things take a turn. And when they say sparking, I think they mean really sparking, because that's what they've been building up to since Baltimore last year. That's how long we have been waiting on this slow burn. It has barely been smoldering, but it looks like everything is going to happen. And if they do make love, I think that is going to be the big start for them. And the next step is, of course, to come clean to Connor that they are restarting their relationship. And Victor, of course, is going to be very happy to hear that at least one of his kids is doing exactly what he wants, because he has been rooting for this Adam and Chelsea reunion for quite some time. Sally thought it was inevitable. Chloe is on board. She's not hassling her. And I think the only person who is opposed to it at this point is Billy. Has some feelings about it, and so does Nick. But other than them, I think everybody else is on board. Our second prediction, we may get a big old showdown in Paris. So on Monday, Traci is interrogating Alan about his phone because he keeps getting these weird alerts, and he didn't like it that his phone was in Traci's hand, and he tried to say his phone had been hacked. And then Alan changed the subject and said, let's talk about wedding venues. Let's go to Paris and look for wedding venues. So it looks like he is going to sweep her out of town. I'm guessing that he wants Traci and him to be gone because they're going to be searching for the kidnapper in Genoa City, and that is him. So it's best if fake Alan, because we know it's not the real guy unless he's had a psychotic break, wants to be out of town because he is the culprit. And at the same time, Sharon is asking Nick to go to Europe with her and Faith to see Noah after Chance suggests that Sharon leaves town until they catch the kidnapper. And then on Wednesday, Nick gets another unexpected invitation. Maybe it's again to go with Sharon, but I think she might be skipping ahead and asking Nick to move in, kind of like in her Valentine's Day dream. We'll see. And Jack and Diane give Traci some advice, but it looks like a lot of people might be heading overseas, and we could have a showdown over there where the whole big reveal about that not being Alan comes out. You know, if they run into them and Sharon recognizes something that fake Alan says that reminds her of something that the kidnapper said or some of the riddles, then she might freak out and tell Nick, listen, he just said the exact same thing that the voice over the speaker said. And remember, I told you that I felt like the kidnapper was somebody with a background in psychology. And of course, they think that that's Alan, who is a psychiatrist, when I really think it's his brother Martin. But Martin studied psychology after being diagnosed as a sociopath. He did it kind of as a hobby. Our third prediction, in addition to Adam and Chelsea making love, I think we're going to see another couple sparking, Billy and Phyllis, even though he is with Sally. So on Monday, the spoiler's really wonky. It says Billy makes a discovery about Phyllis, but that's not really how it goes. So Billy is hanging out with Sally, and then Phyllis shows up, and Sally takes off to give them some time alone, which she probably shouldn't do because, Billy's apologizing to Phyllis about thinking that she just flaked out on him. And Phyllis is telling him that she needs to rebuild her life, and she thinks that Billy is the only person that can help her. And he tells Phyllis that she's the only person he wants to build Abbott communications with. Of course, that's a little bit of a fudge because he's got some kind of wicked silent partner, not in Abbott, I don't think, but just in this revenge game that he clearly hasn't given up against against Victor. So at any rate, after Phyllis's near-death experience, I think she realizes she and Nick are well and truly done. And she knows she and Danny are well and truly done. So I think her old feelings for her ex, Billy, may be bubbling up. And I think he might be feeling those feelings too, because he was so worried about Phyllis. Things have definitely shifted with the kidnapping. And, you know, Billy's seeing Sally, but they haven't swapped I love yous or anything. And they had started out casual. So I don't think he's going to need a lot of convincing. And plus, we know Billy's been unfaithful in the past and Phyllis has been right there with him. So this could really be happening. And all I have to say is poor, poor Sally. Our fourth prediction, Summer gets in Kyle's head. So on Tuesday of this week, there's a spoiler that says Victor gives Kyle a reality check. And so Victor and Kyle are going to be back to bickering. And of course, Victor is going to keep telling Kyle that he needs to stay away from Claire. You know, it's not going to last. I think Victor may have realized that poking at Claire isn't going to work. She is stubborn and she will stand up to him. But Victor thinks Kyle may be the weak point. So he may go to work on him to try and trash the relationship. And of course, Summer wants to tear Claire and Kyle apart because she wants Kyle back. So Summer may push on Kyle if she hears what Victor said to him. And Summer may kind of wedge in there and convince him that Victor's not going to stop. And eventually Claire is going to cave and Kyle is going to lose her anyway. So, you know, why not walk away before everything gets worse? Something like that. Summer's going to just keep pecking until she gets a crack that she thinks that she can leverage into breaking them up. Our fifth and final prediction, Holden makes a move on Audra. And then he gets mad when it doesn't go his way. So on Tuesday, the spoilers say Holden presses his luck with Audra. It's very clear that Holden still has the hots for her. He's been prodding her about Nate and how serious they are. And it does sound like Holden really likes Audra, but she wasn't looking for a relationship back in the day. Plus, Holden freaked her out, as she was just saying the other day, that he just likes to live on the edge. He takes chances. He engages in kind of dangerous things. And so if Holden does make a play for her, I mean, I do think she's going to shut him down. He might engage in some of that risky behavior of his. You know, he may retaliate by going to Nate and telling him more details about their past together, since Audra downplayed it. And this could get really messy fast, because I think Holden wants to cause problems, especially if he can't just win her away directly. He may try and sabotage her relationship so that he can take her. Maybe he and Summer should compare notes on how to break up people, right?
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.